Hi guys! So just a really quick update because you're going to notice that the first minute or two of the video is out of focus. I got this camera so that I can film the little spy shots when I'm sourcing, and also so I could hopefully just set it on the dash and talk to it and record. However, this was my first time using it, and the first minute or two, of course I talked a lot, is out of focus. But if you stick with it, I promise I'm going to give you a lot of tips on how I source, what I found, and how I source $2,400 all in one day in Oklahoma City. So thank you guys so much, and let's get to it. Hi, and welcome back to another Amazon selling video. I am out here in Oklahoma City, and I strategically placed my campground to be close to the city and to shopping. We are here for literally 3 nights. I'm shopping today, packing tomorrow, and we're headed west Thursday. If you're new to my channel, my name is Nikki Kirk, and I've been selling on Amazon doing retail arbitrage for 3.5 years now. This is my 4th Q4, and it is going to be a long day. I've got quite a bit of shopping to do. My first store, as always, is Walmart because it is the first store open. It's like 7:15 now. I had to do the toll roads here, which was kind of a disaster. I threw a coin and it fell on the ground and I had to get out and grab it. Anyways, I made it. So just really quickly before I head into the store, I wanted to tell you how I plan my shopping trips, which is I figure out where I want to go. Right now, Q4, it's best to be in a city where there's tons of options so that I can maximize my day. So there's like 5 or 6 different TJ Maxx and Marshalls, Tuesday mornings, Walmarts. I go onto Google Maps, I mark each store as a favorite, I go to the furthest one out, and then I make my way back. And then also on my phone I have a little Google Note where I will put things that I'm looking for to make the day go a little bit faster. So I'll scan new stuff in Walmart, but I'm really looking for stuff that I already know is selling. So how I put my list together is a lot of bolo leads, and then things I've sold in the past or things I've been selling this month, things I'm on the lookout for to just quickly grab and keep going. All right, so that's it. Let's see what I find today. Let's head into the store. Okay, so I spent $440 in there. Much of what I got is seasonal stuff and toys. And then I also got a couple of health and beauty items, which are $13, and I've been selling FBM for $45 for a while now, so they actually had a lot of them, so that was cool. When you're scanning, especially seasonal stuff, you want to make sure to check Keepa, because there's some brands where I'm like, oh, is Amazon gonna come on the listing? And all I do is check Keepa and see what happened last year. Filter to last year and see where was Amazon selling? Are they sold out right now? I check Keepa maybe like 30% of the time, but on seasonal stuff, I check it a lot more because nothing's worse than sending something in and then all of a sudden Amazon comes on and I am kind of screwed for the seasonal item. Also, I know it's an extra step, but you want to click through to make sure that the price is really the price. So this item, it doesn't look like it's going to make profit based on what the price on the shelf is, but then when I click through, hey, it actually does make a profit. So I went ahead and grabbed that. And then of course, if you've been following my videos, I am now tax exempt at Walmart. I got my little card and it's been so much fun. The only difference is that I have to go check out from a cashier instead of the U-scan, which is fine. I'd rather do a cashier anyways with the amount of stuff I have. But then also you just sign at the end. You just say, yes, this is tax exempt, and you sign. So those are really the only difference. It's like, I don't even really talk to the cashier about it. I just hand them the card. It is so easy, you guys. Definitely go out and do it if you haven't already. You just bring your resale license to the customer service desk and then they will give you a card. I have a video on it. I'll link it here if you want to watch me do it. Today, as I'm out shopping, I'm going to try and answer your guys' questions. And one I've gotten twice actually in the last week is, how do I find all these toys at Walmart? Because I'm scanning and scanning and I'm not finding a single thing. One part of it is it just does come down to experience. So if I've scanned a brand at another store, like I know I scanned one item at Rose's Express, which is a random little store, I think in the South. And then I've now ever since been looking for that brand at Walmart and Target and everywhere that the brand would possibly be carried. And I found an item from that brand today at Walmart. So part of it is that I'm just looking for things that I've sold in the past, brands I've sold before. There's actually been some really great leads shared in the bolo group, so I've been finding them that way. Another thing to look for is empty holes. So if there's places in the shelf where there's things missing, read the tag and look what that is. That's probably a hot brand and something you should look out for. And then I don't have kids. I'm not surrounded by kids. My nieces are little teenagers now. I'm not really familiar with the toddler shows and the kid shows that are popular right now. But if your kids, or you have kids, or you just do the research on shows that kids are watching, those brands are probably really popular. One of the hot toys this season, actually 2 or 3 brands, are toddler shows. Some are on YouTube, I think some are on Netflix. So, and then at the end of the day, it just comes down to scan, 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 scan everything. It's tedious. I spent probably 30 minutes just in one section of one aisle because I was scanning everything, and it pays off if you keep scanning. So keep scanning, try different areas, go down a different aisle, just keep going. It really does get easier the more you do it, but unfortunately you do have to do it and hit all those things to have it happen. Alright, so I got some toys and some beauty items at Ross. One thing that happened on the toy I got, I wanted to show you, because when I scan it, it says $32.99, which apparently I guess is the buy box price if I'm reading this right. So when you click through though, it's actually lower, which is great because I've actually been asked a couple times like what the pricing strategy is. And since Amazon is a little weird right now, since literally as soon as you drop your UPS boxes off, they are now available. Even though they're en route and it might take a week, and it might take a week for Amazon to check it in, they are already en route and they are already able to sell. So you don't just want to match the buy box price. In this example, the lowest FBA price is $22, but if you look only 2 sellers later, it's actually selling for $28 and $29. This is something I would only recommend really around holiday time or on hot selling items, because generally you want to be comfortable with the profit at the buy box, which I am. It still makes $7 and it costs $7, so that's great, but it actually will probably make closer to like 14 or 15 because of the buy box. I'm gonna price mine at $32 and send them in. I found 3 of them. One more question I was asked was, what does ungating mean and does it cost money? So if you're new to my channel, ungating is, you see the restricted bar on things, and that means you cannot sell it. You're not approved to sell it. Sometimes you can click through and get automatically approved, which is why I always say click through. Just go all the way till where it says invoices. If it's asking you for an invoice, that's what my ungating courses cover. So they tell you how to get the invoice, how to submit it, what to do if you're denied, all that stuff. It has helpful groups of people who are going through the process with you, and it is working every day, and it's awesome. So they are affordable for new sellers. You do not have to have ever sold a single thing, and you can get ungated, and I highly encourage you to do it if you are ready to like scale your business and take your Amazon selling to the next level. The second half of that question was, does it cost money? So yes, it does cost money because you have to place an order to get the invoice, and then there's the cost of my trainings, but they're super affordable and I priced them specifically for new sellers, so hopefully you can afford them or save up to buy them because they're not that expensive and they pay off in literally probably your first shopping trip after you get ungated. If you are gated, you still should get out there and shop and source, because I found these 2 items in literally 5 minutes of scanning. I was like, I'm gonna find some kitchen items for you guys, and I did. 5 minutes and I found these 2 items, so I'm gonna put them here on the screen while I just fill you in on the areas that you should look for. Scan in the kitchen, scan in home, scan seasonal because you just never know. Scan baby and scan clothing, pet stuff. There is so much stuff that you can still sell if you are gated. Don't let it discourage you. It's gonna take more time and you will have to get out there and scan a lot more, but it is really worth it, you guys. So scan, scan, scan. Actually, all the scanning you do in the beginning is going to pay off because you won't have to scan as much later on as you keep building your business. All right, now I'm gonna head over to Target and my favorite store, Tuesday morning. Super quick update on the tax exempt because I'm learning, you guys. So I only have 3 copies and I'm pretty sure I am going to 4 or 5 TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods, and they all have to keep a copy. So there's a FedEx right next to this Tuesday morning. So I'm gonna go make some copies. And then when I get home, I'm gonna print like 50 copies and leave them in the truck. Alright, so spending $2 to get 10 copies over at the FedEx saved me $37 in tax at the Tuesday morning, so that was definitely worth it, even though I already had one. But now I have more for later if I forget again, because you know I will. when you're scanning, if you scan the barcode and it doesn't come up, you can scan it like you're taking a photo of it. If it still doesn't work, you can even search in, just type in what it is on the seller app, and then it might come up. And you could even take it a step further, because sometimes on the seller app, it starts auto-populating what you're doing, and then when you say, yeah, that's it, it suddenly is like, that's not in here. But why did it auto-populate? So I started doing where I will search actually on Amazon.com for it, pull the ASIN from that page, the regular customer-facing Amazon.com, and then I'll go back into the seller app and it's there. And it's super frustrating, but you guys, sometimes you have to take those extra steps if you know the thing is there and you're pretty sure it's gonna make a profit. A little more research, a little more time does pay off in the end. All right, so I think I've spent about $1,000 so far. I've got a lot of toys, a lot of seasonal, and then toys and seasonal again. That's what I'm going in and I'm looking for right now. And I'm also going by grocery and beauty and all the stuff that I typically go to anyways, but honestly, that's all I'm scanning right now. Toys, seasonal, and then out, next door. So now I'm gonna head over to Ollie's, which I'm not super excited about because I have not had a lot of luck at the last few Ollie's that I've been to, but I'm gonna give it one more shot because I might not be buying Ollie's again, so I might as well, but we'll see. All right, here's a freebie for you from Ollie's. These cookies are $1.89 and they make $5 each, so check it out if they're still here. The expiration date is in March, so it's still good for another month or two. So remember, when you're scanning grocery, you always want to check the expiration date, that it is 90 days to 120 days out, always. All right, the truck is really getting full now, and I did well at Ollie's, so that was awesome. I have a brand that I sell every year this time of year, and I actually found an item because I knew it had to be in there. So I did that thing I was just telling you about, where you go and you search it on Amazon, grab the ACE in there and put it into the seller app. So it was there. It makes a lot of money, so that's super exciting. It makes $7, and the fact that it's hard to find like that means there's only 2 sellers on it, so yay. Then I have 2 freebies for you. So this one, like I said, I always scan random weird stuff. Saw this, I was like, that's kind of weird, and I just scanned it. It's like something random, seasonal. You probably only find it this time of year, and it makes $4. Here's another one, a chapstick, which is not random, but it's a limited edition flavor, and those are things you should always look out for. It costs $1.99 and it makes $3. Again, my strategy in the toys section, because it is quite massive at Ollie's, is I went toward things, when I see something that I know was hot last year or that I've seen at other stores but haven't seen it recently, those are the ones I want to go ahead and scan. And I found a couple toys that are only $12, but they're selling for $40. I found one that is $50. It costs $19.99 and it makes $15. I shared that one actually in the Toy Ungating group today. But I just wanted to point out that it gets easier the more you do it, so do not give up, because you gotta keep going, and then you'll get to understand, like, oh yeah, that was a good brand, and you'll go straight looking for that. So keep going, keep doing it. I am headed out to TJ Maxx now. It is like 1 o'clock and it feels like it should be like 5, but I'm still in this one area of Oklahoma City and I still gotta go back towards where we're camping, which is up north, so. Alright, so that TJ Maxx was not awesome. I got like 1 beauty item, which is a new thing I found last week. I found a couple more this week. So it was not great. They're not all great, but there's like 3 more TJ Maxxes in the area. So I'm gonna head over to those, as well as another Tuesday morning, Walmart, Target. So I gotta wrap this up because I need to get shopping and these videos take a while to film and I don't have that many hours in the day. I'm only here 1 day to shop and then we're moving on. One question I got asked I want to answer really quickly is, once you're ungated, what do you source? Like, what are your categories, all of that? And I answered this in the bolo group, so I thought I would just answer it here because TJ Maxx is the perfect example. I source beauty, I source grocery, I source toys, home goods, kitchen stuff, all of it. So when I'm doing TJ Maxx, I go around the perimeter. So I literally beeline it to beauty every time. That's my first stop. And then I go to the next stop, which is usually home or grocery type items, and then the seasonal stuff is in there, so right now it's all Christmas stuff, and then that is actually kind of exploded right now. And then I keep going around to toys. You can do the clothing if you're gated, that's a great place to go. And then the checkout line, there's usually stuff there too. So again, I have a list that I go off of, and I really just make sure I got everything on the list, looked for it at least, it's not always there. So I hope so far this video was helpful. I'm gonna finish the day out and then I will check back in to go over all the numbers and my big wins at the end. So I finished out my sourcing day and it was a long day. And then when I went to pack it up the next day, Amazon was having an error. So that was super annoying. It went to 4 shipments and I got 2 of the boxes done. And then the last 2 shipments, it like wouldn't tell me what was supposed to be in the thing. I kept trying to go forward, fine, I'll accept it and I'll figure it out then. And it just wouldn't work. So I ended up having to just call it a night, which was so annoying. I only had like an hour left packing. And then we ended up staying here another day, which we didn't have to, but we didn't have to leave either, so that just made it easier. And I dropped it off today at the UPS store. Altogether it was 256 items and $2,400 in potential profit, all from one really long day sourcing. I really think that that is the fullest I've ever gotten my truck. It was real full. I couldn't see out anywhere. The front seat was packed. It was like I was trying to keep it not from falling onto me. Yeah, it was full. But it was actually really quick to pack up because a lot of it was replen or stuff that I had sold last year, so it was already in my inventory. I get asked a lot, how long do you keep your products? I actually keep them for a year or 2 for that exact reason, because when next Q4 rolls around, I've already got the item there. I can very quickly check if it's worth buying because it's already in my inventory, and then when I do buy it, I just go ahead and list it from the listing that's already there. So it makes it a lot easier. That's why I don't. If you want to delete them and clean them up, I think I have like, I don't know, 1,500 listings altogether. Not all of them are active, obviously. I think only like 150 are active. If you do want to clean up your listings, I really recommend waiting at least until the return window has closed. All right, so really quickly, I'm going to break down the shipment in profitable categories, what was seasonal and what wasn't, as well as what the bolo group helped me with. So the total cost for the shipment was $2,406, total profit $2,419 for a little over 100% ROI. I've sorted it here by most profitable, like all together. So this one toy, which is a seasonal toy, is going to profit me $250, just that one toy. I found 16 of them, and you will probably recognize this toy that I'm not showing you, but I've talked about it before in other videos because it's one I've been on the lookout for quite a while, which is why I have 16. Normally I would test an item with 4 to 6 of the item, depending how expensive it is. But since I've already been selling it like hotcakes, I grabbed all that I could find. Of my 256 items, toys made up 82 units of it for $787 of profit. 33% of my total profit came from toy category. Home was another big category, 50 units. And I will say that almost all of the home and kitchen were seasonal stuff. So there's that. And also home and kitchen is not a gated category for new sellers. So those are really great ones which you should look for year round, but also in any seasonal type stuff that you find, because there's a lot more profit in the seasonal. Grocery, again, part was seasonal, part was everyday items, 74 units, $500 for 22% of my total profit. I had a few beauty items. These I got from TJ Maxx, 18 of them for $179 profit. Only 7% of my total shipment was beauty. And then as you see here, seasonal items, 137 units for $1,400 of my profit, which is almost 60% of my total profit was seasonal. These are things that are holiday specific. So right now it's Christmas stuff that I'm selling. And what I want you to note is that 40% of this whole shipment, another $1,000 of profit, is just everyday, year round, all the time you can find things. So yes, a lot of it is seasonal, but a lot of it is just everyday items. And then just very quickly, I'll break down how the bolo group helped me out this week. So the bolo group, of my 256 items, 42 or 16% were bolo group leads. Profit was $300, not the most profit in a week that I've ever had, but it was $300 extra that really I didn't have to work as hard for. 13% of my total profit. Direct leads, these are ones that I found the exact item that was shared. Again, these are not leads that I've shared because a lot of what I shared in the bolo group is also on this list, but these are ones that other members shared that are helping me personally. We've got direct leads 20 and the branch lead 22. Those are ones that are like the item. Looking for that lead in the bolo group helped me find these other 22 items. I've been asked a couple times about the bolo group, like if you guys are all selling the same thing, doesn't that ruin the price and all of that? And I can say for myself that things that people have shared in the group are holding their price. which is awesome because that is not the case in a lot of other groups like this. And I really hope it's just because it's a nice, helpful community. But things that people have shared a month or 2 months ago are still the same price or even higher price than when they shared it. So it's definitely working. Obviously, there's a lot of people selling different leads, so it's not gonna be the case for every item, but I have been very happy that a lot of the items I can still go out there and source because this bolo group is awesome. So if every week I was finding $300, which like I said is a low actual profit from the bolo group for myself personally, that is $1,200 a month of profit attributed to a group that costs not even a tenth of that. So the group is now open again. The wait list is cleared. So if you want to join, you can check it out. The link is on the screen or below, and you are very welcome to join. It is another resource for you if you need it. A lot of the branch leads you'll see are toys, except for one beauty. And the reason is that because when someone shares one specific toy, so it's like a big brand, let's say Marvel, and they share one toy, now all of a sudden I'm scanning all the different Marvel toys to see what other ones are out there. So that's how the branch leads work. I hope this video was fun for you to watch or you learned something. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I am on my way hopefully to 10K, so that will be awesome. And if you want to help me out, that'd be cool. If you've watched this far, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you back here for another Amazon selling video.